go up there? We're good. All right. Y'all help me out. There was a time in my life I thought I'd have to do it all for myself. Until we got these people. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go. Let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let my spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see a light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see a light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see a light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Woo! You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops, let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I am a thinker who thinks the thoughts that changes the things that shape my life. I am a thinker who thinks the thoughts I have the power to change my life. I am a thinker who thinks the thoughts that changes the things that shape my life. I am a thinker
All right, let's sit down, please. I invite everybody, please take their seats. Everybody?
We can stand over there for that. Okay.
Thank you. It's my, you know what, that works. What a beautiful first Sunday in November. The sun is shining, the temperature is kind of neat, and I get to stand up here and see all of your lovely faces and welcome you. So I also want to welcome those of you that are tuned in on our YouTube channel this morning. We always appreciate your loving energy coming through the ethers to us. And I want to remind everybody, please take a moment to silence your cell phones if you have not done so that we can go through the service without any interruptions. And I know the answer to this question is yes, so I'm going to ask it. Do we have anybody here for the first time today? Anybody first-time visitors? Raise your hand. There you go. We welcome you, and we respect whatever brought you through our doors today, and we are so grateful to have you be a part of our service today. If you have any questions after the service, you may certainly come to me. I'll do my best to answer them. And if you have not yet signed up in our guest book, please do so. And please be sure to come downstairs after the service because it's Soup Sunday and there's a lot of goodies down there. So the next thing is, since it's November, the first Sunday is that we are celebrating Birthday Sunday. Anybody celebrating a birthday in November, please come on down. Hey, Nate.
There's a lot of them. Susan Wall. Wasn't it yours last time? Oh, that was still October.
All right, let's do this one. A lot of November babies. It's great. There's one up there working the cameras today, too. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, you're wonderful. Happy birthday to you. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you. You're wonderful. God is blessing you now. Happy birthday. Yes, the hits just keep on coming. I'd like to invite Wanda Fay to please come forward and light our Christ candle and share with us today's daily word reading.
For the reminder, I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I behold the light in each one of you beautiful people. Remembrance. The daily word for today is remembrance. I cherish the memory of my loved ones. Today, I remember life is eternal as I honor my dear ones who have passed. I send love and light to those who have enriched my life. My heart beams with love and gratitude as I cherish the memories I hold so dearly. I honor and reflect on the relationships that have meant so much to me. I open my heart, allowing myself to feel the tenderness of my emotions. I sense my relatives' loves, a reminder their presence is alive in my heart. I visit my memories in the stillness, grateful for the time we spent together. My beloved's love, wisdom, and strength are in me. As I remember these special ones, their memory will be a blessing that transcends time and space. And let's take a look at the scripture that supports this devotion this morning. It is coming from the book of Luke, the 22nd chapter and the 19th verse. Then he took a loaf of bread, And when he had given thanks, he broke it and gave it to them, saying, "This is my body, which is given for you. Do this in remembrance of me." So cherish the memory of your loved ones today and every day. And I will be honored to hold space with you after service, to lovingly listen, to pray with you from my heart, and to let God move in your life in expected and unexpected ways. Be the beauty that you are in remembrance today. God bless.
Thank you, Wanda Faye. I invite you now to please join me in praying a prayer by Reverend Sherry Taylor Jones, which is found in your bulletin and I believe on the screen. As we gather together in new and creative ways this holiday season, we come into awakening to our humanity. We come into the realization of oneness. We come into gratitude for the spectrum of diversity. We come into loving each person as we feel the energetic strands of connection. Today, we celebrate new traditions of Thanksgiving and celebration. And now, if I may, I invite you please to return to your feet and join in singing and praying the Lord's Prayer. Please be seated. Now we get to do the fun thing of blessing our children. I invite our children and their teachers to please come forward. I love it. What's not to love? Let's do this wonderful thing. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you and know that you are empowered to do great things.
Every day is time to give. Every day is time to live. Every day is time to say that this is my Thanksgiving day. If I hear you talk to me, if I see what you can be, if I love you on your way, this is my Thanksgiving day. This is my Thanksgiving day. This is my Thanksgiving day. Okay, we have a very fun little big band arrangement of Accentuate the Positive today. And even though it's in the special music slot, we're going to put the words up there. Hopefully you'll sing along. And dance along. Right?
Sure.
Oops. Okay, let's try that again. I don't know what happened. There we go. Don't fall off the risers. Yes, let's not do that.
Good plan.
Clap for us.
Okay.
I'll catch you.
This is the dance part. Here we go. You got to accentuate the positive and eliminate the negative and latch on to the affirmative, but don't mess with Mr. In Between. Got to spread joy down to the maximum and bring bloom down to the minimum and have faith or pandemonium's liable to walk upon the scene. To illustrate my last remark, Jonah in the whale, Noah in the ark. What did they do just when everything looked so dark? Man, they said you got to accentuate the positive and eliminate the negative and latch on to the affirmative, but don't mess with Mr. In Between. You got it, Reverend Mike.
Lip sync.
To illustrate my last remark, Jonah in the whale, Noah in the ark. What did they do just when everything looked so dark? And they said you got to accentuate the positive and eliminate the negative and latch on to the affirmative, but don't mess with Mr. In Between. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. There we go.
Wait, how did that go again? You have to accentuate the negative, eliminate the positive? Oh, well. It'll all happen one way or the other, right? Okay, real quick short story. There was a new minister at a church, and the poor guy was not there a week when he was called upon to go to a funeral chapel and to be present for the widow who was married to a rather eccentric man who had just died. And given that he was so nervous and everything, he really didn't know what to say. And as he was standing in front of the casket with the widow, he struggled for words and said, "You have to remember, Mrs. Svensson, that what we are looking at is just the shell. It's the husk, it's the shell. The nut has gone to heaven." So, Dave is shaking his head. You know what that means? That was a winner. Today, our topic is 1-800-GOT-JUNK, which gives me license to talk trash with you. But actually, the title was inspired by one of my favorite TV commercials, which features a woman standing in a space surrounded by all sorts of junk, boxes or whatever. And according to the sponsors, they promoted it that all you got to do is point. And so she begins to point at something, and poof, it disappears. And she points at something, and poof, it disappears. And she does this about 4 or 5 times, and everything is gone, and she's in the empty space, and she celebrates by doing a little dance. She's so happy, she's so funky about the whole thing. Well, if only it were that easy. Imagine if you could just take that monthly mortgage bill and go poof. Imagine if you could take that car payment and go poof. Imagine if you could take some of those hurts deep down inside and just go poof, and it would disappear. Imagine if you could just take the shame that's buried deep inside of you and go poof. Imagine if there's somebody who really annoys you and gets on your nerves, and all you have to, well, maybe we need to give that a little more thought. Never underestimate the power of your poof. So November is the month for concentrating on the power of elimination. And according to Charles Fillmore, who set up all of the 12 powers, elimination is really the process of getting rid of old, worn-out thoughts, beliefs, or whatever that no longer serve you and tend to hold you back and tend to hold you down. But once again, if only it were that easy. When I was working on this message on Friday and really struggling with it, and I just closed my eyes and sat back and was trying to meditate on what to say and pray, and I was inspired. And so I got up, went into the bedroom, pulled out one of the drawers from my dresser, and set it on the bed. And that drawer contained a lot of shirts, long sleeve but casual shirts. And I went about the process of taking them out one at a time, holding them up. And some shirts, there's no question, were at least 12 to 15 years old. They survived the last 2 moves that we made. And some shirts I looked at and I said, boy, I know I didn't wear you in the last year, and probably not in the last 2 years. And so all of those got bundled up into a pile and put in a place where we store things until we make a trip to Goodwill. You know, by the way, there's this much space in that drawer now. But you know, it really wasn't all that hard. And I think that the reason that it wasn't all that hard is that I no longer had an attachment to those shirts that I was giving away. I might have, in fact, I'm sure I did when I bought them and I thought that they were really neat, but that was no longer the case. And it's really kind of a very fascinating phenomenon that we have, you know, that yearning to latch onto and become attached to something that's old, to an old memory about something that once was or something that used to be, even when that what used to be no longer held any real significance or meaning in our lives. And then over time, these things that we remain attached to tend to build up into a clutter. And a very important distinction that I want to make here, it really doesn't matter. We're not just talking about things that are painful and hurtful and bothersome and troublesome. We're talking about everything that we tend to latch onto. Even the good memories have a way of creating clutter because the brain doesn't distinguish. The brain operates under the system of, hey, if you felt it, I shelve it. And it stays there until we make a decision to get rid of it. I don't know if you ever had occasion to walk through a house or home of somebody who was a hoarder. I had that occasion myself on a couple of occasions, and I was absolutely blown away by the experience. Every single room in the house was filled 5 to 6 feet high, multiple depths, virtually wall to wall, with stuff. And the only way that you could actually make your way through this, it was actually a condominium, there was an aisle that was left of about 9 or 10 inches to walk through. And even the bathrooms were filled, except for one. The floor of the bathroom was empty, but the bathtub itself was actually filled to brim. What I'm describing here is lack consciousness on steroids. And Charles, for a rainy day, that's really kind of a healthy thing. Lack consciousness is not having the ability to see the splendor and the abundance that God has provided for us. Or to look at it another way, thinking that this whole thing that we talk about in unity, about prosperity, awareness, and consciousness, is nothing other than a myth. Not something that we really want to put our faith and stock into it. And it's related to the topic today because I want to make a distinction. Junky stuff is one thing. And if you don't grow or too attached to it, maybe it's still difficult, but not as difficult as compared to junky thoughts. So how many of you have had the experience of being upset when something did not go the way you thought and expected it to go? How many of you have had the experience of being upset or disturbed when something didn't happen when you thought it was going to happen? How many of you have had the experience of being unable to release a sense of mistrust because you have been betrayed? How many of you have had the experience in your life where someone or something really disappointed you in a serious way? I was working with a guy who was dating this lovely lady. I knew them both. My wife and I had dinner with them on many occasions. And one day I just said, hey, have you guys ever thinking about getting married? And the response I got was, my parents were married, they got a divorce. Her parents were married, and they got a divorce. Didn't seem to work out so well for them, so why should we try it? what's really significant about this and what we don't understand and why the process of elimination is so significant is when we go through these disappointments, when we suffer these hurts, and I really want to try to get this point across today because it's really important. And even when we have the experience of wonderful, incredible things happening in our lives, those things have a way of latching onto us and making their way into our belief systems. And what you believe, you end up being bound to make decisions and live your lives according to those beliefs. Those beliefs, in turn, over time, tend to solidify, build up a crust, and they become your truths. And your truths, too, have a way of being confining. Even the ones that you think are really solid truths. So you hold a truth about your perspective, who and what you think God is all about, and you latch on to it. The last couple of years when I've had a sit down with the prayer chaplains, I asked them to please come prepared and write their own credo. What is it that you believe in? So I ask you today, when was the last time that you sat down with you and really did an in-depth, prayerful analysis of all of the things that you hold to be true, whether they are bad things, horrible experiences in your life, and the feelings that are associated with them, and even the good things in your life? Because I'll make a bold statement. Well, let me share something about myself first. The prayer of protection, we pray it every Sunday. For a long time, I refused to pray the last affirmation that we pray, and all is well. And I refused to pray that affirmation because I looked around and said, how could I possibly affirm that all is well? Children are still literally starving to death. People are shooting down one another on the west and south sides of Chicago. We're still going to war. There are natural catastrophes that are coming up, hurricanes and earthquakes and everything, and a lot of people are dying. It just seemed incongruous to me to say, and all is well. I prayed that phrase today, and all is well, because on a second examination of what I'm holding to be real to me, I came to a different understanding and appreciation that for me to pray that all is well had nothing to do with God, really, except for, of course, that deep connection with God or Spirit. But to pray all is well, I'm affirming something that's in my head as a reality and a truth that I had the power to contribute to actually make it happen. So I want to tell you something. If your belief systems are the same that they were 10 years ago, 5 years ago, even a year ago, maybe it's time for you to consider calling 1-800-GOT-JUNK. All of life evolves. And even we living creatures that march to the seasons and do repetitive things, like the birds always flying south, for the winter and coming back into spring and all of that, and bears going into hibernation. It doesn't change the fact that life by its nature has to evolve. And it has to evolve in accordance with God, Spirit. Because even if you want to just hang on to the thought that God is unchanging, the process of discovery about what that reality is in your life, that has to be ongoing. It's so hard for us to let go of things that we have become secure with. When my daughters were in college, they had credit cards, and they understood this is to be used in an emergency only. I was blessed. They never abused the credit card, even one time. And then my daughter Lori got married, and she came over one day, and she said, Tim, her new husband, Tim made me give up the credit card. She was not happy. But Tim understood that new beginnings do not really happen fully anyway unless you first are willing to give up and surrender and let go of what is blocking the new beginning from taking place. Our way shower Jesus said, you can't pour new wine into old wineskins. And you really can't. It will cause the wineskins to burst. And the new wine will just be scattered on the ground and wasted. You can't pour new consciousness into a casing that is filled to the brim with old consciousness. You can't pour a new sense of the Christ essence within you if you are so filled up with problems and troubles and hurts and shame and worries about this, that, and forever. There just isn't room. It doesn't work. And you have to be open to the possibility that even the good stuff that you're praying and affirming day in and day out, if you're not at some point giving thought to the depth and the meaning of the words and the significance that maybe they're not the same significance that you thought a month ago or even a week ago, then you might as well just go back to the rote Latin prayers and just rattle it off. Because it lost its significance. And it may give you a sense of security because you engaged in the exercise. But you can't just say it. You got to mean it. So if there's no purge, there is no surge. No growth, no newness. And you're condemned to a different kind of hell. You're condemned to a hell in which nothing different, really different, is going on in your life. It's all become routine. I made a note here, that's why I wanted to just check on it. Elimination changes what has always been to what could be, because now there's room for it in your head, okay? And I did not give away every shirt in my drawer. Mostly because I'd be cold when I go outside. But I did not give up every shirt in the drawer. But I am the shirts that I kept retained some significance to them. It's not how I would look, because I look good in everything. But there remains some attachment. Had I not purged the drawer of the shirts that no longer, that they were like little prisons that I would put on, because it was taking me back 10 years instead of 10 minutes. Even the shirts that had meaning for me would have lost the meaning sooner than later. So I would like you to just give some consideration, to sit down with yourself, and that ask yourself, are there things going on in your head? Are there things going on in the fiber of your being that really are calling for a divine poof? And with that, let's take it to prayer and maybe engage in this process just a little bit.
I want to live without making demands, asking for help when I need it, being happy just doing the best that I can. When I stumble, I won't be defeated. I'm making room for grace. I am stepping aside. I'm opening up a space. Now the blessings arrive. I'm making room for grace. Now I'm stepping aside. I'm opening up a space. Now the blessings arrive every day. I'm making room for grace. I'm making room for grace. Making room for grace.
What a great piece of music to take us into this time of meditation. We do so affirming that's exactly what we are doing. As we listen to the still small voice this morning, we are not searching for confirmations that our way of thinking, that our beliefs, that our truth is perfect, that we have it all figured out. And so we move into the silence today in a spirit of openness and receptivity. We are clean slates. And so I invite you to take a nice deep breath to help move you into that spirit of thinking. Inhale and allow that to be a sensual feeling, the vibrancy of life. Which is what you are. You may not feel particularly vibrant sometimes, but as long as you are taking breaths, you are empowered to continue your journey of spiritual discovery, a greater, deeper knowing of you, of who and what you are in connection to who and what God or Spirit might be. And so we empty ourselves now as best as we possibly can. Put away every worry, every concern. That in these few moments anyway, you are in a very, very safe place. And it's in that knowing that you are safe that you can achieve a growing, that you are sacred. Listen more intently. Allow yourself not just to hear the whispers of God or Spirit, but to feel the feel of that reality. Allow yourself to feel, to know, not in your heads, but in the very fiber of your being, that you are not alone, that you are never, ever alone. It's not possible. Remove any temptation to make comparisons with others, with other things, with other situations. Let that all fall to the wayside now. It's time to make room for grace. And I invite you then to be about the business, a special business, a sacred business of doing just that in the silence. And now gently I invite you to return to this space as you are comfortable. continue to relax, but open your eyes and reacquaint yourself with your surroundings. Have a sensitivity to the person next to you or around you. I'm guessing that nobody came back with all of the answers. And so we understand that making room for grace is not a 5-minute meditation exercise only. It is a signing on to a commitment. And so we come away, hopefully, with a sense of a blessed ignorance, waiting to be filled with whatever love looks like for each and every one of us individually. What forgiveness and joy and peace looks like for each and every one of us individually. And mostly, we celebrate the newness, the abundance, the prosperity, our own sense of preciousness in new ways that we have not yet experienced. Thank you, loving Spirit, for this incredible experience to come together this morning, pray with one another, be with one another, not just physically, but with a growing awareness of the connectivity that we share with one another and that we share with you. Understanding that you are the glue, the spiritual glue that keeps it all together, keeps us all together, and reminds us, truly, wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And so it is. Amen. Thank you, Kitty. It's time now for our sacrament of giving and receiving, time for our love offerings. And so I ask you to take your contributions, hold it to your heart and bless it. Affirming all of the good it does, not just to keep the lights going and the heat going, but allows us a home to come to on Sunday and share with one another and make a physical statement, if you will, of our loving presence and support for one another. So with those thoughts in mind, please join me in praying our affirmations. God is my instant, constant, abundant source of supply. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all the good that I am, I have, I give, and I receive. The divine love flowing through us blesses and multiplies all the good that we are, we have, we give, and we receive. Well, thanks to the entire music team. You guys are magnificent as usual. Special thanks to Laura. Appreciate you sharing your gift, and Kitty and accompanying that. This is really special. So thank you. We do have some announcements. The Secret Santa tree is up. This is the 22nd year that Unity of Fox Valley will be providing gifts for children who are served by CASA of Kane County. Please be sure to select a tag or tags from the tree located at the back of the sanctuary and return your gifts on or before November 30th. The men's group meets this week on Tuesday online. Gentlemen, hope you all can make it. The Board of Trustees of Unity of Fox Valley invites you to attend our annual meeting next Sunday, November the 9th, after the service. Made a decision today. We will hold that meeting downstairs in the food area or cafeteria area, whatever you want to call it, because otherwise there's a lot of confusion. Do we eat first, meet first, and all that? So next Sunday, please be sure to be here and be a part of that. We will be reviewing our goals and financial status and electing new people to the board. Everyone is welcome and encouraged to attend. If you have thoughts about running for the board but have not acted upon them, I invite you to contact either Marie or Alex, and they'll be able to tell you what's involved in that whole, not just the process, but what it means to be on the board. And by the way, the board is my boss. So if you're unhappy with me, you really might want to think about running for the board, okay? On Sunday, November 23rd, after the service, we will have our annual Thanksgiving feast. Join us for a time of fellowship and celebrate what we are grateful for. Register by the sign-up table to help set up, clean up, and bring a dish. One last announcement with regards to the service, which is pending for Saturday, November the 15th at 5 p.m. We really hope you will give this a shot. It's an experiment. It's an investigation that maybe something new would be a good thing for us to do on occasion. For those of you that cannot make it or don't want to make it, I will be here on Sunday morning, November 16th at 10 p.m., and I will be holding a guided meditation, simple service. So if you don't want to do one, you could do the other. You could really do both. Nothing's stopping you. Just progress. We are more than 2/3 of the way on meeting our goal for our Invest in Our Future fundraiser. Just give it some more thought. All we ask is that you do what you can. That concludes our announcements for today, and I ask you now to please rise so you can confer upon one another our congregational blessing, either by turning to the person next to you or looking across the aisle, and then remain standing for our prayer of protection and our sing out. Let's bless. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you, and know that you are empowered to do great things. And our prayer of protection, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.